Well, I think we're going. Whenever you're ready, we're ready.
This is good, huh?
Huh?
Yeah, ready? David was, I took David to Budapest too. See, in home, it was very bad situation. He had no work, nothing to do, and he needs, something for himself. He has nothing. And I took him with me to Budapest. In Budapest, I gave him in to learn a trade. You find a place there, they like him very much, like a tinner. And he used to come to me every time I was working for the hospital, for the Jewish AIDS agency. There I had a good job, but I had food and give me good paid and sleeping and everything. There was very bad. You couldn't buy nothing without jegyek. You mean have to have tickets for food.
Ration tickets.
Ration was not so good, and I don't need the ration. Well, I got everything there from the hospital. I was working like electrician and installator. I mean visitor, certainly. Visitors have they call it in Hungarian. And plumbing, besides plumbing, visitor.
Huh?
Plumbing is in English. And in Hungarian was the name visitor salary.
Right.
I was working there, but they liked me very much, and they give me every time more pay. And David used to come to me, and every time I was waiting for him, used to give. He liked very much, luxury with case and with makersteaks, that they call it. It was very fine, and I give him a lot of food. It was very good, and everything was kosher. It was a big hospital.
Right.
It's Jewish agency. And then I was there for a while, but half a year, almost a year, I was working there. Then it was very bad. They called me already. They were looking for me home.
Who was looking for you?
The gendarme. They called me in the hard labor.
Right.
In the Hungarian. And I wasn't home. They tell me I should watch, but they were looking for me. They couldn't find me while I was in hospital, and another half a year, it was almost late. I went by myself. I went into a company and jelentkezni means I was going in like by myself. They shouldn't before they catch me, And I went in. I told them I think I'm from Felvidéken, and like it's in Hungarian, like from Maramor. And I think if maybe they're looking for me. I don't know. I don't have no paper, and I come by myself to have it to make the career. I mean to serve.
Right.
Like hard labor, and they put me right away in a company.
But how did you get there?
This is Budapest.
In Budapest.
In Budapest.
Oh, you said that they were looking for you in Romania.
I just said the wrong party. I couldn't say it. I think I have to.
Right.
I see the paper. They said everybody who is not called. They should go by self in nearer station in Jelentkezni.
Right.
You mean Jelentkezni mean to registrate.
Right, to register too.
Well, it was a law in the paper.
Right.
And then I told myself, the paper, this way I went in and they put my name on right away. They don't give no clothing or nothing, so they put me right away. It was winter time, very cold. And they put me right away.
How long did you work in the hospital up until that point?
A year and a half.
A year and a half in the hospital, and you were very comfortable there?
Oh yeah, I had good paid and everything, and they gave me money before I went out. I went away, I asked money, and they give me right away money. They told me when I come back, I got any time the job.
But you never came back to the hospital?
No.
But you must have been very sorry to leave because it's a good position.
Very good position. When I come home, I didn't stop about in the hospital after the war.
Yeah.
The other people wasn't there anymore.
What happened to them?
They all got killed, most
Yeah.
of them. See,
They were Jewish.
the Jewish people, most of them in the concentration camp.
Yeah.
And it's, the most of them was shot, when the German took over the hospital.
Right.
This most of them shot. I wasn't going in, I just heard what they did.
Who told you?
I was talking to people, but I know a lot of people in Budapest, friends.
Right.
Before I went to hospital, I was in a different place.
Yeah.
I told in a Berkowitz family. I lived
Well, how long were
there.
you there for?
There
Years.
I have about 2 years. I was a
2
half
years?
year there.
The Berkowitz?
Yeah.
Wait a second. How long were you in
A year,
Hungary?
but the work was a half a year.
Yeah.
And and then I was working by the hospital already there.
A year and a half.
And then I get the place to sleep
Room and
there
board.
for my work.
So you were in totally there 2
2
years
For 2 years.
in Hungary.
And
Wait, so you were total in Budapest 2 years,
yeah.
a half year by the Berkowitz family there.
And then
And
I
what-
moved in the hospital.
What did you do during the half year when you were with the Berkowitz family?
I was working in another place.
Where?
Was Obudan, at least I told you, I think.
Yeah.
Obudan.
Yeah, we just want to hear it again. What
I
was?
was Obudan, I was working there in a store.
Mhm.
See, before, I
Oh,
don't know,
polishing the fruit.
I don't know about Hungarian.
I
I had
see.
to find out.
I see.
And then I was working about fruit and
I
everything.
understand.
It's very Jewish. They're very, the Obudan was very rich.
You're right.
And there I got a job. The time being was very good. And then I looked around and I lived by the Berkowitz. They had paper and then I told them to look around. If they look around Hungary, if they need a plumber or electrician or a mechanic
Mhm.
in the paper anywhere. Then she find out the hospital looks for a electrician or a plumber and I went right away there
I see, right.
to the place. And then I was telling you, then an engineer, this I told you already.
Right.
But they
You
went
told
to
us
it,
how
they
you
went
got-
to it.
How you got the job,
And
and then
then I got the job and they liked me. They
stayed
gave me
there.
good paid and they gave me entire salary, I mean everything.
you had
food
your
and
room,
everything.
room and board, and you
Room,
had
board and everything.
how big a room did you have?
I had a big room.
Big room all by yourself.
Yeah,
Did it have sink in the room? Or
everything.
you didn't have a refrigerator?
No, not fridge. I didn't eat food. We eat in the kid. There was no fridge there. I was eating there with doctors eating in
In
the
the
kitchen.
dining room, yeah.
In the kitchen. You don't have to have nothing. Everything
Right.
you had there in the kitchen. Well, they serve you there.
Right.
You went there, they put on the table anything
Right.
that you like, and you don't need it. And to wash the veg, you had a big washerai machine there by the
Right.
hospital. The
Yeah.
cafeteria there I was eating.
And you
But
liked
there was girls there, Jewish girls, and they were cooking, and they were very loud. It was a couple of hundred doctors there. It was a very big hospital.
and you liked work there because the pipes and everything that was laid out very good. It's easy to work there.
I was working there, and they liked my job, and this way.
As an electrician, and you did electric work too.
Electric too. When they need
Right.
electric, they call me and they put on a white shirts and a white pants and I have a white hat and I went there. Well, there was a lot of people there. They couldn't operate. It was a mid operation sometime and the light went out. And I had to fix the light. The light, there was a big light there, right, but the operation there. And I had to put,
Didn't they have any other
had to put
electricians there?
switches in it. Huh?
Didn't they have any other people to do the plumbing or electricity in that place?
The electrician they had, nighttime, the other people they
Yeah.
had. And they had the main, but they do the main job. The just switches and something goes out, they don't have it.
Uh-huh.
And see, about this, I know I couldn't do too hard work in plumbing and too hard work.
Yeah.
Just in emergencies, and I wasn't like somebody has like a night
Yeah.
people, you know, somebody's night, somebody's day, in emergency.
I understand.
I was in emergency every time, and I did something. I went back to the shop, and there was an order already. Somebody marked down where they called me. The number, their position, apartment, this and this, but it was very big. And I was looking there, this is, they need here a plumber, here they need electrician, an emergency. And I come back, I looked there, I went to fix it. When I come back, there's or more. If I have nothing there, and I don't have to do nothing. It's most of the time I was busy.
I understand. So that
And in Shabbos I wasn't working, Shabbos I was off.
they had a
Shabbos I was off. I told him Shabbos I don't work. Well, you see, it's a hospital, it's emergency. That this way I wouldn't even start, I said. Friday afternoon stopped, I don't do nothing. And they were satisfied while I was working Sunday. You know, and this way they had who was I was working Sundays, and Sunday they was working Saturday, was off Sunday. You know, it was not a problem. I was there and yeah, and it was very cold in the army there, not army, I said, but labor work.
Okay, so wait, so you had left now the hospital.
I went in by myself. They was called. They was in the paper. Who don't yelling at they will be beaten. They're gonna be
Whoever doesn't register gets what? Punished.
Punished.
Fine.
Well, he shot too. Well, was the Nazis there that time. I went in. I was scared. You know, they were looking for me. I have a year at home. I was thinking, they're not gonna find me. I want to make more money. But nothing happened. It was just good. And there they take me in, and I was working right away by cleaning the snow in the streets. It was very big snow, and it was interesting. The Jewish people and Jewish women was coming give us coffee. It was very cold. They bring us coffee and you know, and Berkowitz like cake, you know. And they bring us every time. It was very cold. They was stay all day long outside. We wasn't dressed up either good. I was working hard. I was warm. You know, cleaning the snow. When you work hard, and it was icy the snow, and we had to make big piles together. He was working from early in the morning, from 6 o'clock bis dark, night time, and then they went in the barracks. And that wasn't taking long, but 2-3 weeks then they sent us to, we went away from there they sent us a lot of places. They had flugplates, you know, where the airplane goes down. We made the runway for airplanes.
Right.
We had to cut up the grass. We cut up the grass, it was very hard. You had to cut it from the top. You give us shovels. You had to make, we had like netzigletters, pieces like this, you know, like...
sod, you had to cut the sod.
You had to cut it nicely and to put the ball by ball. And this was a big flugplatz, a big reptile, you know, along the cut it up, was take a month to time, and it was working very hard.
Where was this?
It was around not far, about 100 miles from Budapest. And then when we finished there, after they put cement, and they made the flugplatz for the Germans.
Oh, right, a runway.
They gone down. Then when I finished there, we went another place, went about 20 places. We finished there and done.
How long a period of time did it take?
It was still 4 or 5 weeks.
Each time?
Each time.
How many places?
Actually,
how many places you did?
A lot of places, about 8, 9 places.
9 each
After we finished
that's
there...
a year, that's already a year now.
I wasn't counting, I couldn't tell you the year, I couldn't tell you the day. Well, we don't have no...
You had your twillen with you?
The twillen I had all the time with me.
Are you the holiday?
Twillen I have in the worstest place I had it.
Did you do the holiday sometime?
I was dabbing. This is just in way, you can see the paper.
It's fine.
You see it?
It's fine.
The thing says, yeah, we went, and when we finished there, a couple of places, then we had an order to send us to Serbia. Then to Serbia was, Serbia, was Zumber. This is Zumber and Baška Boja.
That's where my brother was.
There was a big, they made a big flugplatz, you know, for the
Airport.
Airport. Well, there's most of the airport, the English and the American and bombed it. And they needed very bad for the transportation.
Right, this is later in the war, later in World War II.
It's almost
towards the end of World War II.
That's almost about 3 months, I can tell you right now how much was a summer, like a summer and almost a winter. 6 months before the finish it was 6 months.
What kind of people were working with you there on this?
We come there to Serbia, there was a big plus, they were working very hard there, we had to do the same thing, cut up the grass, and the blood in the finger, and see, all the time I had, they were working with the Budapest people, you know, the Jewish people, they were half Goyish.
What do you mean? What do you mean half?
They were, and they had a white flag in their hands, and we had the yellow. I mean, yellow is
Jew.
no, the yellow was a different Hungarian, yellow in English. We had yellow straps. And we was working there. They people, you know, they had the Goyish vibes too, and they
Right.
bring it, they
Well,
in their time for us, we couldn't get leather ready for home. We got cut off. Marmorish in Transylvania was cut off already. They weren't the Jewish people. They took away. We don't know about it. They took away. We had a feeling of they're not home ready. We don't get leather. The last letter I had from my mom was from my father's home from the ghetto, and it was almost half wet from I could see they were crying.
Right.
You know, I had it. This is the last time, and the Russian took away from before the frying. They took away all of my paper. I kept it this very much, you know, to keep it for all my life. They took everything away. They already destroyed it. I just want to put two words in the.
Why?
There's no question why, that's what they did. And I come back now, and we was working there day and night, almost early in the morning. There, the captain liked me very much. You know, I had to.
What was he? A German? Was he a German?
Hungarian captain. They were a very fine man. He and was an inter-captain, wasn't captain, just the head.
Okay.
I mean, he was a Zaslo, they call it in Hungary, Zaslo. He killed himself, something maybe he don't like it, what the German did. And one morning, I used to go to clean up his room.
Yeah,
you know?
Suicide.
He had an extra room not far from the barracks. And I went there and I cleaned the room. I knocked on the door, nobody answered. You know, usually I want to go inside. And I went there, he was full with blood, it was fall down in the gun in the hand. I ran right away, I was scared. I was run to the office here, and the officers come there, they took him away, and it was too late, he was dead. Just I want to tell you, after he was working in the Flugplatz there.
Why do you think he committed suicide?
He was very forbidden. You could see he never smiled, he never come out between the people. He was forbidden, well, or maybe he don't like the German, well, the Hungarians are very proud of themselves, you know, and they had to do what the German tell them.
Right.
There, this place where they was, they had orders from the German what to do.
Yeah.
The German used to tell them to bring, they needed so much people on their place, so much people on their place. They used to have the tanks, and we have to dig out place and to hide the tanks in the ground.
Right.
Well, the people with the airplanes, when they used to come every day, every afternoon. Wasn't one day they would come to hundreds, to thousands planes was going through on their place.
Right.
And they probably locked over with the cookers and they see if they see German tanks or something, they will bomb right away, you know. That's why we had to go almost every second day where there were tanks. We digged in. We have to, and they used to hide the tanks, you know.
You camouflage the tanks.
Huh?
You camouflage the tanks.
Yeah. And in that time, see, I was yelling at that. I was going. See, they had the post was far away, bringing from a German village.
The mail.
From a German village. It was far away from the place, and I was myself. I was yelling at myself. Yelling at me. I was intintish. I want to go to bring the post. Well, a lot of kids don't want to go. It was dangerous.
Why was it dangerous?
Huh?
Why was it dangerous?
Well, there was Nazis, go with trucks
They didn't care.
and there was a ship transport, they used to transfer munition in their city you couldn't see one civilian. Just Nazis, a couple of civilians, they're not just older one, not young one was dangerous because I wasn't afraid. I don't all my life I wasn't afraid. I didn't something I was sure myself nothing happened. And I had a bike. I told you one thing, I fell in
a motorbike?
No,
A regular bike?
A regular bike. And I was going, it was very big ditches. I told you once time about this. You know, falling in a ditch, the Germans come with the tanks there and they want to go off me. Even I came with the bike, they said civilians, they didn't care, they want to kill. And I jumped, I had time, not too much. Well, they came from the back, they come at the big...
came from the back or from the front?
With the back and the front, it was going very fast.
The back or the front?
It was a big street. Then I see
in
almost
front,
another truck, a truck come from the back. Almost hit me. If I jumped down with the bike in a big ditch. There was big ditches there against the big rain or the, I don't know for what they had the big, or against the airplane, I don't know what, very big. I fell and now I was thinking I'm dead. Nothing happened. I fell in with the bike, like nothing happened. They went through and then I took with the bike, I went further, like nothing happened. I was thinking I got broken the bones or something. Nothing happened like a...
What did they say?
Like
Did
a
they
mother.
say anything?
Huh?
Did they say anything?
Who said they did when I said they just jumped down, they went with the truck through. They don't say nothing. They want just or to hit me or something, you never know what.
From behind?
They went very fast. They one behind and one go through. I jumped in and they
one
were
ahead of you and one
and I looked there. They were laughing there. They were thinking I'm dead already. I was looking out, see it. But they was nothing somebody did kill, you know. But they had a good time with somebody. You could hit somebody. And don't forget, in Serbia was a lot of partisans. But Tito was there. Tito partisan was there in Serbia. And they know I could be partisan too or against the Germans. They have no order. They have no order to stop somebody. Well, they are soldiers. To stop somebody was different kind of Nazis. You know, with the motorbikes or they were different kind. Everyone had a different function what to do. These soldiers went through with the truck and then they had no business to stop nobody. They went in the front or they went something, emergency, what they call them. I know, I could see they laughing, but they was nothing somebody to the head. And I went there to push it.
They came in front of you or in back of you?
All of us. What they come, it was going one here, one here. This was a one way, was not a two-way highway. A one-way street.
Narrow highway.
One was going there, one truck. See, and one I see, one coming to my back so fast. I didn't even stop. I had just time to go jump down with my bike and it was the whole thing. I had no time to do. I went on the office there and I picked up I used to bring the bags, you know, shoot me in the office. I bought it from you couldn't find this nowhere, but the German places. I used to buy bread and, I used to sell it. I had no money for this, I make money. And one day I heard a company come in, and Moshe come in with the company. Moshe come in there at the company. And I look around and Moshe there. Oh, we kids, we hug each other there in the company and we cry each other. And then he was there about 2 weeks. And then they had an order they took them to Russia. They took him to Russia.
They called his name. Didn't he tell me once that you wanted to go for him?
Wait a minute. They wanted to take him to Russia in 2 weeks. He was 2 weeks there. And then I don't know if he wants to go. And I used to bring him the bags. I used to bring him cigarettes. I used to bring him. I was selling for the lager. Every time when I come, the people was running. Everybody grabbed so much but they have no vitamin or nothing. People there. Who had money had a good time to buy it. They give me how much you want. So.
For what?
For the thing that I brought. Bread and cigarettes and
how did you buy it?
Bags.
What kind of money did you have to buy it?
This was Penge. Hungarian
Where did you
money.
get the money from?
Very good money. Listen, I had a one penge. From one penge I made 100 already.
How?
I broke stove and I sold it. I sold it. You know, man, people was, this only way, where you think I make money?
Where did you have any kind of money from? How could you buy the first one?
Listen, Leo, we got paid a little bit of money.
You got
not
paid
too,
something.
Not too much.
So you had a little bit of money.
A little bit of money I had all the time. Well, I was.
They allowed you to keep it.
I was so stupid. No, they don't allow to keep it, but they make a couple of revision. Who had gold or diamonds, they made a revision right away when we come in. Everybody what held the order, to put it up the floor. They put on the white, either gold or silver or money, everything they should put it down.
What did you do?
Yeah. And I know it before. I put it on into the, how you call it, into the board. And the board, but there where I was sleeping.
Yeah. You hid it away.
I hid it away, and I had nothing but to give away. They had that very strictly. They tell you if they catch you, they shoot you. There's no problem. The people wasn't take a chance, everything, but people had in the pocket the two girls. If they find something maybe in the barrack, if they call, they couldn't do nothing. Just take it away. You know what I mean? They couldn't tell you who was. Nobody. They couldn't shoot everybody. That we have to put in the pocket. I never had nothing. I put on gold. I don't have.
So did they know when you came back with things that you were buying things? How did you get away with by selling things?
Leo, this was 200 people. There's bunkers soldaters. They had forced labor. They had so many. After the work, we could go around anywhere. We could do anything.
How long did you work?
Listen, they used to give a food in one place. I used to go in 10 places for food, you know. When they give auction, it used to be Marco Street. I love it very much. I was stopping in but 10 companies. You stay in the line, they give you.
Yeah.
They don't ask you from where you are.
Yeah.
How long they had in the Kazan food they gave out. When they didn't have anymore, they stopped. You see, I was sometimes very hungry. I eat there, and then I went there, and others do the same thing. You understand what I'm talking about? That's what we did. To survive. Well, I don't have packages from home. I don't have no. But how much? Too much food they don't give you. The thing is,
Did you
I got.
When Moishe went to Russia and you wanted to go instead of him?
Wait, when I'm not finished, I said. See.
Was it cold where you were?
There wasn't so cold. But it was cold. It was winter time, very cold. They're not so cold like you usually in Marmor from where I come. It was very windy all the time there, and cold. We didn't have no heat in the places. Winter time was so cold. It was almost the barracks was open. See, the officer, the soldiers, they had barrack, they had heat.
Right.
We don't have heat, and I don't have no cover either. And I don't have to clean my veg too. I don't have nothing. I used to do early. They used to bite me in my veg, you know. Used to be early in the morning. I made a little fire, you know, like fish. And then this I put my blues, you know, and this way no bugs was.
You kept the bugs out that way.
All the lights of bugs run away.
How?
From the fume.
From smoke.
From the smoke, they die or they disappear. And they stick a couple of weeks, they don't come back. And this way I was always clean. I was cleaner from the people. The people from Hungary, from Budapest, they had so many clothes, so many shirts, fresh shirts. They put on the shirt, next day they were full with lice.
Why?
You know why? Well, they didn't did they like fresh. They like fresh, how you call it?
Fresh clothes, yeah.
Fresh clothes. And they went all over. They was wondering. I don't have clothes. I have no life. They were clutching all the time.
How come they didn't figure it out?
They have to be there to figure out. Well, they weren't so never like me to figure out. See, the tourists bring you to be smart.
Right.
Even you have nothing. And what happened? And this way happened. I went every day to Moshe and see already the 2 days before going. I said, Moshe, I want to go to your place.
Right.
I told him, listen, you're older brother of mine and I don't want you should go. Well, you got hit in Russia. It's very cold there. You wouldn't be able to make it. And he said, no. He felt it so strong he could go. He said, listen, you have a family and I don't want you to go. I go. and I was dealing
Yeah, family. He had a family at the time.
yeah. He was married from the, you know, one from the Dutch, from where my father
Yeah.
was born.
Mm-hmm.
Very nice people. She was an American. She had a brother in America,
Yeah.
and she was in America about 10 years. She made good money. She come home,
Wow.
and she wanted to get married with a very good-looking boy. She was a very good-looking boy,
Yeah.
and this way they got married.
Mhm.
And they had one daughter, and that's what happened in his side. And I told him, you have a family, I want to go in your place. No, and he don't want it, no. And I say he goes, I give him a package that I had.
So he wanted to go in your place, and you wanted to go in his place.
I want to go in his place, but they want to take him to Russia already. It was the last 2 days. And they was transport already, I know they take him to Russia. And I want to go in his place, not in my place. Understand?
Mm-hmm.
He said, no, he don't want it. He just leave it like it is. And, but the company doesn't matter. I could go with his name. Nobody will ask you how you look. You know what I mean?
Right.
He don't want it.
They were just a number.
He just a number. They called the names there. I could say Berkowitz. I would go with his name.
He told me that he figured out that he was thinner than you, and he could get by with less food.
No, nothing then.
And that in your place, at least you had to work very hard. At least they gave you some food to eat. In Russia, they wouldn't get any food, and that he would be able to figure out all kinds of ways of getting food where there was no food, by boiling grass or doing all kinds of tricks to get some kind of food. And he said that's the way it was. And he said you both survived because you both wanted to go in each other's place.
Both survived, but we used to suffer. This is the whole thing. That's what we survived. That's what David survived, and that's what Buddha survived. We were suffering a lot from home. We didn't have what to eat, and we could take it. Since most of the rich people never come back, they never come home. From the whole city, there was a couple hundred kids. I could count it, 12 was coming home. You know what I mean? Do you imagine? All of us, not all of us rich, even the poor was dying. You know why?
Mm-hmm.
Well, some places were so cold, even you had a lot of food, they freeze to death.
Mm-hmm.
Like when I was in I call it, and when they took us to the Carpat by Russia, we was working there on our airplane, air food, was so cold. We put on a glass of water, 5 minutes, was frozen. And what happened? Most of the night, I was dancing. I was moving around.
Sleeping?
Dancing. Moving around.
Not sleeping? You didn't sleep?
If you sleep, you could fall asleep forever.
Most people
fall asleep forever.
Yeah?
Some kids were staying, I just push them down, fall down like a piece
But
of wood.
didn't they want that the workers would live a little bit, to live so that they could finish the work? They didn't care if they died?
They kept us sure, but they want to get rid of us. The time when they need the work, they need work. If we disappear, they bring other one. They had enough. If they have Jews, they bring Polacks, they bring. But slaves they could bring from anywhere. There was a lot of slaves from other nations too, not just Jewish. Just they kept them separate. Understand? They had a lot of slaves like half Jew, and they didn't even know they're Jewish. Well, their grandfather was Goy already, and they mixed them up with us. I mean, they had so many different kind of people. There was not a problem where to take bombs or to work for them, you know. Animals. All right, what I want to say. See, I was working I will tell this is very important. I was working there, and like I used to go to the post office, yeah. And one day is an order. They need there in this place. It's coming 2 ships with cement. You know, there was the tuna was go there, Duna. The big boats was coming there. It was coming through there, and we had to load it up fast before the airplane's gonna come. It was working night time.
Right.
And they put on boards from the ships and a lot of night time. And I was working 2 days, 2 nights to take up the all cement block. And That what I don't have no hair, but the cement went in my hair, my head. That's, we have no camp either.
Where was this?
This was in the same place in Zumber, Bachke Boy they call it. This was what there where I used to go for the post every day, like I told you before. This was the place, but there was coming 2 ships, there was the border. And we had to load it up fast to bring in the cement for the airport, but they made the airport. Yeah, they were we had to load up. It was night time. A lot of kids fall on the water with the bag. They got hurt. They got some got drowned.
They drowned.
And I was kind of so strong. I was nothing. And I used to put 2 bags. One couldn't put just one. It was too much. 2 bags. You know, I put on 2, sometimes 3 bags on my bag.
Why?
Well, I want to get ready fast. You know.
Why? You had less work to do if you. There wasn't.
This way, I want to see a lot of kids couldn't do it, and they got hit too, from the home feeders, and this way I told them if they know I help them out, and this way
They didn't get hit?
They didn't get hit. If they're not too heavy, they make it. See, and they have to pile up there the cement. There shouldn't be rain, and they bought warm cement on top of the bottom, and the Nazis. They give me cigarettes. They say I work so hard, and they give me cigarettes, the bombs. And he told me, you're not going to make it to the end, just you're strong, this way you keep you. I got cigarettes and I was happy.
They said you're not going to make it what? What did they say?
They said, I'm not, you there.
Yeah.
You're going to be shot at the end of the war. All of you are going to be shot. I don't answer him. I was to feeling myself, you would doubt that was the man. And you could answer this. Yeah, bitteschön. Yeah, I used to know German. I was talking to them, and they some like this, and they like me while I work hard. Animals. I don't know what for they like me. And one night, I will tell you through there. We lived there in a big place, you know, on the 2nd floor. You know what happened? It's night time. We stand up, everybody be yelling. I will tell you too, I shall live so. I never would believe it. Some people will think this is a story. Everybody was yelling like somebody terrible happened. And I find out, then that night they killed the family in Auschwitz. They put them on fire. You know, the blood.
Your family?
All the families from us in Auschwitz, they got killed that night. It seems to me the blood from the father and mother, our blood, felt it. We were jumping through from the windows. We got hurt. And the Nazis, the Germans come, they were shooting, they were thinking we will run away. We don't know what happened.
They shot you and they killed
They
them?
were shot. They were shooting. And we were lucky, right away, 10 minutes after this happened, a bunch of airplanes go through, you know, and they blew a Riodo. A Riodo means like a alarm. Everybody have to hide in the keller.
Air raid.
This we survived. They were shooting down. They were thinking we wanna run away.
Did they kill anybody?
No, I couldn't tell. No, I think no. They got hurt, a couple of people, kids.
Got hurt?
Got hurt.
How?
Jumping down from the 2nd floor through the window. They jumped down, one of the other one. I wouldn't believe it to myself. And I just every time in night time I dream about this. What happened? What could be? And we find out this about Nebuch.
How did you find out? How did you find out?
We was talking with a lot of famous people.
After the war?
We was talking. They killed in their night the blood from my father and mother, and the blood from the.
You could have it.
And the blood from.
We went in one here and we went in one little corner, everybody.
And we felt the blood each other, and we don't know, but it was yelling, not like don't do it. You mean Germans, don't kill our, you know, like we don't talk. We just yelling. Oh, like a very strong voice, you know, everybody. And you laugh. We were crying, we were jumping down from the window. This is what I want to tell you. After this, it was already the end of the summer. We finished this and we went back to Zumber. Zumber was the main place where they was still working, but the airplane place wasn't finished. And then another 2-3 weeks, I used to go out in the field, there in the field far where we was working. Everybody went home into the barracks. I used to go to pick up, it was very good Malona, you know, like little dinges, you know, the
Melons.
not melons,
Watermelon.
little, how you call the yellow one?
Cantaloupe.
The cantaloupe. They were so sweet, delicious. I used to have a sack. I filled up a whole sack with melones. I think home I give to everybody. I didn't love the everybody. We had no vitamin. We just every time the same thing. Coffee, black coffee in the morning, without sugar, and we had hard bread.
Not because they was on diet, because they didn't have them.
And I was lucky, well, the captain gave an order, other became a half a bread, I became a bread and a half. Well, I was the best worker there. When we was working there, the supervisor, the sergeant, was a dozen supervisors. And they used to go, we was working, they give us so much you have to do a day. You know, so much I have to cut a day. They Hungarian, they couldn't do, well, most of us doctors and lawyers and factories, bosses, you know, like owners. And they had white gloves, you know, they were working with the gloves, you know. With the gloves they had blows, they blew up the finger like this, and they were bloody come out the hand, you know. It was very hard work, you have to do it, you know, the dirt was dry.
Did they survive?
Yeah.
They lived through the war, many of them?
Yeah, all our life. Just they had a very hard time. Not for us was easier.
Why?
Well, we was strong. We was doing the work. We
Those-
do the work after this. You say do the work. You didn't have to do nothing. We was finished with the work a half a day, and for them they was taking a day and a half. The thing says we couldn't go into the barracks how long they don't finish.
Uh-huh.
Was holding too late. And when it get dark, I told them we was a couple of Marimos. I told them we helped them out. Well, we couldn't do it, but they see it. Well, they said, if you help them, I shoot you. They couldn't stand the rich people. It seems to me they liked us more, but we was poor. And they gave us more chance, you know, like we did our job, they don't have to do nothing, it's done. You understand me?
Yeah. When was it you told me that the Germans were shooting and whoever couldn't run fast enough got shot? When was that?
This was when we were going away already from Zumber. They had to run, they was coming in,
What
the
happened?
Allies coming in already. It was after another 2 weeks later they finished. I'm not
Okay, I'm
finished.
sorry.
This and then we had a heart, and they were so stingy. They got chocolate from home and cigarettes. They never give us a cigarette or a chocolate, you know, but they used to get packaged every week. And they know we don't get it, and we lived in one barrack, and they never
Shared. Never shared.
They were talking nice, they never shared the gift something. And we had more heart, we couldn't take well a high hard work, and well, they wasn't used it. And we helped them out, you know, otherwise, we had to help them, otherwise we'll stay with the morning there. You know, we had to help them, we was tired when they go home, it was cold. And they used to go around, they used to stay at one place, the sergeant, they used to walk around.
Inspect the various places.
They used to go almost by half a mile here and half a mile there. And then I see they turn over away, right away we used to go to help them out, you know. And this way we was finishing faster and then we could go home. And they just go home and after another week and then we had night time, see Tito, we would start to shoot, they were getting stronger and stronger, you know, the partisans. They were not far from us. Used to send leaflets by us, if somebody wanted to run away, they could help us.
Right.
Everybody was afraid to run away.
Right.
Well, the Nazis was always around there, and you could catch him in the plane with the helicopters, you know, you could get you. See, every day they used to come already heavy plane. And we used to have, there used to be trains there, we take off the cement, we used to bring cement, a lot of cement they needed. And one day a lot of kids got killed.
How?
Well, in English, the Americans used to come with the with the planes,
Mm-hmm.
and the heavy planes was going through the small jets. When they see some soldier around there, they come down.
Machine gun.
Machine gun. I was almost near to me. I already my finger. I got a cut.
A cut?
A cut from the bullets.
Bullets. You got a cut?
They were shooting like a cousin.
And where were you?
I was in the middle of the raptor. Raptor is there we put on the cement.
Yeah.
And I jumped down myself, you know, and they see the people, when they come down, they see where the friend, and they want to shoot me. I was thinking
You were alone? German. You were alone with other
was
people?
More.
Yeah.
Was more. And a lot of kids got like a yellow cover, you know, like they couldn't see it from the top, like how you call it, khaki.
Camouflage.
Like camouflage. You couldn't see from the top of this place cover. The people there, usually we had to go to cover theirs. I was far away. I see the jet is near. I jump down on the floor. This is the only way to do it. If you stay, you finish.
Yeah.
You have to, something like this, doesn't matter. If you had a gun, shooting goes best right away. There you are, jump down with the face down on the floor.
Yeah.
And if you stay, they cut you through like pieces with the automatic rifles, you know.
Mm.
But they go like this, you know.
If you stand up, you mean?
If you stand up. If you're down, nothing happens sometimes.
Right.
And they were shooting, there was a lot of wagons there. The wagons is like the train.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And there the people were hiding there. A couple of people kids got killed there in their time. And this was the end, they didn't down, and one night with an order, we had to move. We move, everybody packs in, we go, and the captain get an order and looked, the German wanted we should go to Germany. The captain get an order, we go to Hungary. We don't want to go to Germany. We go, but day and night, was far away, was walking. And going there, you could hear the bombardiers, there the bomber, there, and the mitten way, you know, was at the night time we come in, there was a lot of companies there, you know, and they got mixed up. And like I told you one time, a little Nazi come and I got lost. I want to go back to the company. When I go there, it comes with they had big shields with big big nails in them. And he cut me, he gave me a cut out of my vein here, my feet. I got full with blood and I had to run, I couldn't look around after him, he told me to go back, otherwise he shot me. A little mamzer from about 12, 13 years old. Then I could eat him up with one finger, I could kill him. And I had to do it, he had the gun. And then they come back, they put him in a big tanker. I don't know what city was there. And I was afraid everybody has to go in the tanker, and I was afraid maybe they want to kill us. It was a big tanker, and the tanker was empty. In the fill on top about 100 people there. And the tanker, I don't know where they took us, and then they tell us to go out. I was glad that when you come out from the tanker.
What are they taking the tanker for?
I don't know what they wanted. They wanted they wanted us to sleep there. Well, there was no more where to sleep. There was too many companies in one place, you know. And they want to know, to be everyone and to know where they are. You know, they shouldn't disappear, run away from them. And the Germans by themselves, they were afraid too many people could make a revolution or something, you know. Maybe they were afraid, that's why they kept us, everyone, in sure guard, you know, with guard, but they staying around, they should nothing happen. And after days in the morning, we get an order what to go, and within versus the Russian coming already. They have the Katyushas from far away, you know. Then we was going another 2 days, and I decided not to go further. See, it's mountains there. We have to go through mountains.
Why did you decide then not to go any further?
Something is going in my mind. If I go further, the German catch us or the Russian catch us, and they kill us. Something was mine, and it was good. Well, see. going too much without food, we wouldn't make it. And I was thinking I have to be this way. If the storm gonna go through, then I could survive or with Russia or with America or with English.
You knew the war was over already, coming close?
The war was very hard.
Did you know it?
Fire, it was going fire day and night. The plane was coming like a, and I decided, and there was another boy, Berkowitz. I told you once, no. There was another boy Berkowitz from Czechoslovakia, who was in the main company. I decided to start. Every time that I did, he every time near to me. But I did, he wants to do it. So listen, I don't want to tell you about this. My decision is a different decision. I don't want, you might be killed, you don't go with the other one. No, if I go, I will come to. But my whole package was the dollars. I did the bill, and I had a cover. A cover is one item is you know, to cover myself.
Where did you get the cover from?
Cover we had from the company. You know, we had overtime a cover where we sleep. Not enough. Was not enough. Without heat, it was still cold. And it comes night time. I decided to stay. The company moved out, but the fire was there. Everybody was running. Come on, this fire is here. They're gonna kill all our. Was a higher mountain there.
Was a fire?
Was a high mountain. The fire was going.
What
like
fire? What fire?
From the Katyushas, from the
Right.
Russia.
Okay. The army.
And I don't know where this is Russia. I don't know. I don't know. I was thinking or English or America or Russia.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't tell you what it is. It was a big fire, and the Germans probably there between. I know one thing. I know the German run away. I hear the Germans. They were talking German. You know, nighttime. We have it. Alles ist Scheiß. You know, this main. They lose the war, but they don't want to be killed either. They run, leave the guns. They run away. And it was in the mountain there. You know where they cut up the you know, the long pieces, you know, where they make it like this. Did they see once, you know, cucuruts? How you call cucuruts? Corn. And they took up the corn and then they put the things there was
in a pile.
In a pile to give it dry. When they take it up, it's still wet.
Haystack. A haystack.
Yeah, haystack. They make it like that, and now from the wind, from the sun, it gets dry, and inside it is empty. I moved in a one stack like this, and he went at me. I told him, listen, put on the hat, don't look out, and just pray. We looked on, the fire was going further, and got there a couple hours later, the fire no stronger. The Russian find out a new army, the Katyusha. And this shot me in night time, you could see like in the hell of daytime, you know,
Mm-hmm.
you could see the blitzing, and I see more and more Germans run away, and little by little I hear already Russian
Yeah.
talking. I know already the Russians are near, and the fire went to go, an hour later, I see the fire gets slower, they went through already.
Yeah.
And was lucky, they went through in the same place, they wasn't going, but maybe a half a mile farther, but was all straight.
You were lucky. Why? Because they went in the same place or a different place?
Well, near, they could shoot, you know, like through bombs, you know,
Yeah.
every place you could find a bomb, and some places not bomb, not
Right.
not come out, like sometimes was not good. Every span was dangerous. But if it was lucky, God help us.
When was it that they shooting if you had to run fast? What was it?
This is when we had to go from the Germans was coming the bikes in the need.
When?
Somebody
When
couldn't
was
go.
this? When was this?
When we was going from the transportation, we moved away from the Serbia.
To where?
When we had to go, they
To
gave us
retreat.
an order to go to their place. And then in the end was always Nazis, with our Americans. Somebody couldn't make it, they showed them.
We're going from where
We
to
was
where?
going day and night.
You're
We-
going back to Hungary?
The order we run away from the front,
Yes.
you know, but where they were shooting. And they had an order to go back to Germany, and the captain made a difference in them to go
To
to
Hungary.
Hungary, to
Hungary.
Budapest.
Yeah.
And same at the time being going day and night, the Germans come in the end.
Yeah.
They know a lot of people run away or they couldn't make it, they couldn't go, and they don't keep, how you call it, they shoot them down, you know.
If
Some
they
of them-
could go faster.
Somebody, they don't make a big deal, they couldn't fast, they have to go. And most of people couldn't make it, a lot of people were missing, we don't know what happened with them. I couldn't see one shot, I could hear it far away, pop, 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 you know. They don't hold prisoner, they don't slap nobody. If somebody would make it, they shoot them down, they don't make a big deal. That's what it was the high call. And that's what happened, we survived, and then slowly, you know, when the front went a little further, and I picked up myself, I told the other boy, Moshe, his name was Moshe, very close to Moshe, from Czechoslovakia. And he come, I told him, we have to go of the bow, moving down, you know.
On the what?
Of the bow of the stomach. You know.
Oh,
I
yeah.
was a soldier, I know how to do it. And I was moving down till almost half a mile, till we come up lower to the lower spot. And then this way I told him you could stand over slowly, we go down in the street. And then I see far away a post, a Russian post that they had occupied, you know, the places, and every place where they occupied, they put by every street, they put a post, a soldier, every street a soldier and another soldier on this side, a couple of soldiers, and you know, there was a great street, you know, was going there, you know, a highway, you know.
Crossway.
Yeah.
Intersection.
And then they come near me. I told them to pick up the handball. They thought we could be, doesn't matter what, it's civilian. They could think you're Nazi or something. And we have to pick up the hand this way. And the Russia comes, one said, this or that. You mean come here. I go there, I told them we are, they don't believe anyway. They said go ahead to the office, go straight. And there, while they were waiting, they don't leave nobody to. Everybody was coming, they capture. And then I told you, I find one captain, he was Jewish.
Right.
And
He spoke Yiddish.
I speak Yiddish, and he understand. They said, you was not a great macher with Yiddish.
Huh?
You're not a big deal, you're Jewish.
What, he said that?
He told me. He said, well, they don't like the Jewish people there either.
Uh-huh.
What happened, that one thing, he just, he gave us a little bread, and he said, he can't keep us, we have to go further. And further, we was...
Did he tell you what was going to happen, that you got to get out of here, or what did he help you
No,
with?
he told us about everyone was remain in the end from the war, the Russians picked everybody up. Was no question. We went further, was a bridge.
He told you to get out of here? He told you to get out of there?
They told you could go already. It's not free. He could go further. He don't tell me where. Well, he knows everybody has to be checked, and they don't trust nobody. He could be, I don't know where. Everybody has to go checkpoint, and they check you out where you are. That's what I told you. When I went through, was a couple of small little Russian. They took away I have the paper.
Little Russians, meaning?
Little like the Nazis, the same thing, like. With automatic rifle, I had a pocketbook, paper, blank paper. I had a book where I was a soldier. When I finished, they gave me the book. I made you know, I finished the army. In a book with my picture,
right.
He took away, and I had pictures from my mom, from my father, and from the brothers. I had everything but me, but this only way what I had. And he took everything away from me.
Couldn't do anything.
He couldn't talk about it. I had a spilker, they were so never. I had a couple of spilker, but I had
buttons?
I had no high collar days.
Buttons, you had no buttons.
In my pants, I had no but to hold it. I had to with a spilker hold it. He took away this. My pants, I had nothing but to hold. This way kind of different kind of animal they were, you know, the alphabets. Imagine, I had nothing. A spilker was too big deal. They took away.
A pin.
And
a pin. A spilker is a pin.
A pin was to hold my pants.
Yeah.
I had nothing. The buttons was nothing. I had no buttons anymore.
Right.
And this was holding me together. This he took away. That's what I want to tell. All right, I don't care. We live my life. And I go further, said, come on to the bridge was bombed. The bridge was bombed, and I told you when I was working, this I told you already. I was working there by the bridge.
Yeah.
I told you already? You put it on here or not? Not for you. No, I didn't tell you. See, I come there, they capture us, and everybody was had the package locked through.
Who captured it?
The
Russians.
Russians,
Yeah.
it's already fell, and then they put it in a clam. And a clam is there, all Nazis, the different, what they grabbed in the war, people. Between Nazis, a different kind of people.
Yeah.
And I am involved between them.
Moshe? Oh, beloved Moshe,
Moshe,
right.
the other Moshe,
Your friend.
Yeah, he was coming all the time. And
How
and
he
about night time.
where is he now? Where is Moshe now?
Czechoslovakia, I don't know where.
But he lived through the war.
He lived too, yeah, after with me, we went to Romania. Then there he went somewhere.
He lost
home,
contact.
No. And
He probably
I
had
know him
kids.
for a long time. I know him from the start. And every time, where he went after me. He was like a lamb. He was afraid to talk.
But he made
Yeah,
it.
he had a lot of trouble. The visitor maid, I just tell you what happened. See, there's going there, and then they took us in, and then night the bridge was broken. They had an order to make another bridge for a transportation. Well, they still needed the soldier to go on the front, and they bridge with the Germans they bombed, you know. And they had to make a bridge, and we were working day and night, but the
Who was?
bridge.
Oh, they made you work.
They asked who was a mechanic. I was thinking, I'm not myself mechanic, I'm better off. I might get food, they didn't give me food.
They gave you food when you worked?
They said after 3 days. Yeah,
They didn't give you food before
no.
3 days?
They said after Kaputras boy, you're gonna eat. When the war is unfinished. First of all, they told me when the war is unfinished. They told me, who knows, it could be weeks and months. I told he couldn't talk there. The sergeant there, see, I make a good job. I was making screws.
What did you eat
Fire.
for 3 days?
They gave me prunes.
Uh-huh.
And the prunes, every time when I eat, I got Hoshmanish.
Yeah.
I couldn't hold
Diarrhea.
back. A diarrhea right away. I was going more out how much
Coming in.
stomach I had. And I told him, the Russian, look, when you give me, I can't work.
Yeah.
Kaputras boy, Dr. Pashai enough. Eat is enough. After the war, you're going to eat enough. But the war, you can't tell him too much. The thing is, I'm not verschlafen. Then they start to give food for the other people, the Russian. I went there with a sheikh. I picked up a sheikh somewhere.
What's a
I
sheikh?
went there. They give me a full sheikh with food.
Yeah.
I wasn't asking questions. I was staying the line.
Yeah.
The Harvard, what could you? But after I was thinking, you're not going to give me. I wasn't as scary. I'm not made from kartoffel. And I wasn't afraid.
Kartoffel, what's kartoffel?
From kartoffel is from the
Potatoes.
And I went there, I picked up Abel Schein, and he was not afraid to go there. I
Who?
bring him
Oh,
to
yeah.
Moshe. He was eating all of it. And then I started to make screws, and I told him I need a helper. He gave me Moshe the helper. He helped me. He had the blues on fire, you know, like
Yeah,
the blues, and
right.
I had to make, I have the Schweizers. See, there was in a fire, and I had to make a hat. And the fire have to make like spring, you know, like very hard.
Right.
And very hard. I could make the head from the
The head
screw.
of the screw, right.
And that is needed for the head. Is needed for the big boot.
Right.
But it's crossing the things and made it very fast and made everything. I was there a couple of weeks. I say no end, no. Then I told him the sergeant. He knows me already. Told him I live in the city. The city was not far from there.
Yeah.
What
What did you tell him?
I told him I live here in the city. I told him, listen, I'm going to bring a barishna a woman. They for a woman, they go in the hell. I had no choice. I know about the talking, how this was their mind all the time. I told him, listen, I live there, and you know me, I'm going to bring a barishna. He said, no, he can't. He said, he can't. Well, the other opposite don't leave me through. Then later on he believed me. First of all, I was full of lies there. There was so much lies there.
The Russians had a lot of lies, huh?
Full good lies. Like,
More than
more than
before?
Hungarian,
More than before?
Hungarian is a good word. I felt a McTaggart, you know, like they said. They were so big. They were so big, you know, Hungarian said, I felt a McTaggart. How is a McTaggart, Olga? Felt a McTaggart.
I don't know.
the light
They
was so
don't have
big.
such a building anymore.
Oh no, they didn't have it.
Very big
They
lights.
were so big, and they were biting like hell. You know, and there Sergeant alone was filmed lights. I had a cover to cover myself. I was better off not to cover, it was more. See, I had no choice. See, I was working by the fire, but heat, and the lights like warm. And then I used to do it early in the morning. I went out by the fire there. I had the fire covered. I told the guy blew it, and I put my chest there. And pop, 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 like automatic rifle was going the light. Was
It popped out.
popped out, and I was all right. And it was about after days, and I told him, listen, I could bring you food. I could bring you. Or the money couldn't. Is not such a thing. You would take the money wasn't there. Nothing. You know. Food, and I told him I'll bring him a barrel. He gave me a pushka.
What?
A pushka is a paper.
Mm-hmm.
And I go out to see nighttime. It was dangerous there. Every second minute, they yelling each other. They give over
The guard.
The guard, not the guard. The number.
Uh-huh.
In Russian. They said, I am Darkotar numero. And then slušaj tovarищ, they give them a knowledge, and then the other has to say it. And they're not for each other, you know.
Right.
This way they were holding the whole post, nobody could run away.
Right.
So some they go away, they shoot them.
Right.
And then I don't know what happened, they left us through, and then
You mean you saw them, you gave them the
I gave
paper?
them the paper, and
They
then
let
left
you
us
through.
through. I told them I have to bring I told them I have to bring some tools
Right.
for working there. In this way.
So you left Russia, huh?
And I went where I went was nighttime. A Russian captain ran after us with a horse.
Yeah.
My goodness, it was already not far from there. And
From where? Not far from where?
From there we went away.
Right.
And it's not such a thing for the pushka. When he runs out for somebody, it's dangerous. And I don't know where I was running, it was a big plant, you know, where I don't know, I got fence.
Fence?
And I don't know, my God, I could help this, how could I run through this, and I went through like, I don't know. I can't do it, I can't understand myself how I could jump through this fence.
You jumped through it?
I jumped through
Over it
and
or
he
through it?
was near with the
Wait a
horse
second.
already.
Over it or through the fence?
Over.
Over the fence.
Over, there was a big fence.
With barbed wire?
I can't tell you, they're very high. I was looking, oh God, how could I do it? And I did it, I don't know how, and he after me.
He after you?
And I was under the boy, and he after me. And
The boy after
The
you.
boy too after me. And I don't know how he did it. I did it, I had some power. I don't know, he did it, he was to me, I gave him my power too. And the captain was in the hand, and then with the horse, always jump of horse, you know, with a big horse. And I think about the other side, he could do nothing. He was shooting, you know, in the higher, like somebody run away. I was fast. We was already in the city. We went the other side of the plant already, in the plant. We were in the city, and right away we went to the city. I was asking people. They were talking Hungarian, you know.
So he couldn't catch you. He was shooting. He was shooting.
He couldn't go with the horse.
He was
But
shooting.
so high, he was shooting, but like
Why was he
ran away.
after you though? Why was he after you? What?
Well, nobody could go through. He was in the post. He
I
was
see.
he was like an officer would check the point, you know.
Right, checkpoint.
Well, there is about soldiers, sergeants, and the higher officers, and the higher officers. But they checking the soldiers, you know.
Right.
It was like in Romania too, not just in Russia.
Right.
Everybody had a higher position. He was the post in the night time probably to check the point.
Right.
Well, you know, he couldn't throw it, but there still was a lot of Nazis around there. I didn't blame him. And we were running fast in the city, was asking where is around here in Hungary. But, you know, like...
This was in Hungary?
Hungary. And I see somebody that looks so nice, I said, right here some Jewish people around here, and they live here. We said, yeah, one woman lives here, a Jewish woman. And I went there, the general was living there, you know, general.
Yeah.
The Russian general was living there. We went there, I will tell you...
By the Jewish woman?
The Jewish. I will tell you the truth, we went in, she was a tzedakah. We left in a format life, you know. she left us in, and she gave us new clothes. I don't know where she got it. And we had a bed there. We had a bed, I don't know, for many years. We had a bed, and she said we shouldn't go back, but it's still very, very dangerous on outside, you know. And she said, don't worry.
How did she know you were Jewish? You spoke Yiddish?
I spoke to her right away, and I understand you. She had a mazita.
Yeah, but how did she know you were Jewish?
Well, she recognized right away.
In Europe, we used to say Am. Then you know you are Jewish.
Yeah, she understand right away. She could tell.
Yes.
She could tell. Nobody else could look shot Jewish, but I will look. Without shirts, without nothing. You see the big picture I was? You see, without, I had no shirts, you know, in the middle. It was on the monk, hard labor.
Oh, you want me to show the picture now?
Right?
I'll show the picture. This is you right there.
Yeah.
And this, here is Moshe?
Yeah.
This
The
here?
second, yeah.
Or here?
No, the second, after me, shot right after me.
Here on the end or here in the middle?
Right in the middle.
Here in the middle.
Yeah.
Right there.
Both there were in the middle, you know. Me and he. That's right. Yeah.
Wait a second.
That's right.
Here,
Yes, I am.
This is you. Yeah, and this is Moshe here?
I am without shirts. This is
You,
no shirt
right
in the
here.
hand. That's right. After him is Moshe.
Here?
That's right.
Here, right
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
And the other people?
Ja, they're monkeys. They're together. We was working in one
What year was this?
one lager. This was in what year?
After the war or before the war?
But after the war.
Forced labor.
After the war. It was when I was in the hard labor after the war.
44. 44 he was okay.
43. 44 was in Zomba. 2000 in Zomba. It's 43.
Okay. And that's the other picture now. Just
Yeah, here. This is
Ah.
after the war.
Okay, I'll show.
Wait.
I'll show on the camera,
If I show you now, I have to go there.
but it's easier
You
to.
have to look better.
Huh?
I show you, then you know where to look.
Well, I'll point to it. Okay, one sec. There we go. Okay, now this is who are the people here? That's Uncle. Who's here? That's you, or David?
I don't know.
David.
There you go.
Oh, you have to see it, right?
I have to see, I can see.
Okay. Could you?
I'm right there, see, between the color.
Yeah.
The color and the second. Well, I was the chief police.
Uh huh.
I was the chief police, and this was in Germany, but Funkesan.
This is you right here. Here?
Why are you showing here? I don't know why. Where
Okay.
you
I'll just.
I don't know why you're showing.
Sit down.
Yeah.
Okay. So this now.
You can see it there, yeah.
Yeah. This is David, and this is you here.
That's right.
Okay. And this is you in the Romanian army right here. Right?
This
Is you.
is in Romania.
Right?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And this is you where?
This is me in Germany.
Mm-hmm.
After the crime.
Right. And this, where was this?
This is in Communic home. This is my two cousins.
Piri and Bella.
Right.
And who was this?
This is my Olga. I met her in Germany.
And This is Joe.
This is Joe.
And this is your mother.
Yeah. Who's doing with the machine there? Right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And your father.
Who's lower than you?
Huh?
The head's not seated.
Okay.
Yeah, lower. Head's not. No, it's good. No, it's good. Yeah, right now it's good.
Okay.
Yeah. You know picture from right and stuff? Grandma?
Yeah.
Grandma was very intelligent woman and at a Daikiska. She held us in life, the family.
When was this?
It was before the war.
Which grandma are you talking?
Then when the bear had six with Mama, the Voira. The name was the Voira.
Right.
And she,
Yeah.
and she was, when she was a bit older, she got sick from, I call it, diabetes. And the doctor used to come every couple of weeks there. She was in bed a couple of years.
Right.
She had 11 kids, 2 died. Five sons and 4 daughters survived.
Side of the war?
Before the war.
They died before the war.
And they died after the war.
Huh?
They died during the war.
During the war.
Survived just was surviving Burach, Moshe, and Alter. And Sarah and Sasa survived. 3 sons and 2 daughters.
Right.
And they're all dead now. And the grandma, they brought it to Israel, the war.
How did she keep you alive during the war? Before the war?
Huh?
How did she keep your family alive before the war? She gave food?
She gave us, she sent us always food. She was very good try. Mama overshot. That when she went away, she would go anywhere, but my father overshot. That when she didn't want to go, she didn't want to leave the mother. She loved the mother very much. And she couldn't go away for nothing. But I could, he could, anything. And before she died, she was very rich. She wanted to give the golden, had a big kite, very rich, a lot of gold.
Right.
She wanted to give to Mama, so she didn't want to take it. She always died. She told her, take it, I'm going to leave, she said. And my mom said, no, not from there, I'm not taking it. Then she took it, Hanalaya. The sister, you know,
so she gave
her sister, you know, Pyrrhus sister.
Right, so she made it.
His mother. She was there too, but she lived in Hungary.
So she made it possible for your family to eat when it was in hard times.
Yeah, very.
Okay, now you were talking before about how you were working for the Russians and you escaped, and then you were taken in by a Jewish woman, and you were.
Yeah, but I was there about 2 days, 3 days. They fed us, and she told us not to go, but and I wasn't feeling like to stay, but I want to know who survived from my family. Nothing could hold me. I wasn't, even I don't eat.
Right.
Nothing could stop me, and I went out, and she said, you could go. I didn't, if something happened. And then I went, then a train was going from there to Romania.
How long did you stay in her place?
About 3 to 4 days.
And the general, Russian general was there?
General there.
So you didn't bother you?
I was afraid for it. She said, don't worry about it, he wouldn't know about what happened. See, anyway, I wasn't talking, I don't know him, I just see him. She told us, and I wasn't so glad to see him, I wouldn't trust him, you know.
Right.
I don't know. Could be,
He wasn't Jewish? He wasn't
he
Jewish.
might not trust us if we're Jewish, you know, well,
Mm.
the Russian neighbors, they were so bitter, they wouldn't trust a lot of people, they're Jewish, they say they're spies.
Mm-hmm.
You know, anyway, at that time, they won't even think about the
Right.
stay. And went and I see a train goes, and I jump off a train.
Mm-hmm.
And I was thinking, there, I goes to Romania, I go through, and there
Right.
I go on a train, was soldiers from the front.
Right.
Was just without hands, without feet, small, oh, it's very good. It was packed up there,
Yeah.
you know, it was not a regular train.
Right.
Was wagons like they send cattle. These were the soldiers, they send them to hospitals, ration, eh?
Right.
And I see around where I am already, and I was very hungry. They give me a piece of bread there. I was eating, and I see Spasiba, thank you.
So you made like you were a soldier, or what did you do? You just got on the train, or what?
I got on the train, they know already the war was over.
Yeah.
Around there the war was over, but the train was coming. Now they come from far away from the front. And it happened, the train goes through to Romania.
To Romania.
From Romania to Russia. Or from Hungarian, you have to go through.
Right, to Romania.
You have to go to the borders, you know that. And I wasn't thinking about too much. A train. I can't walk to Romania without. I wasn't thinking too much what the thing is. When I was inside, I say I'm on the wrong train. You know, I know they go to Russia. Then I couldn't do nothing. The next stop was Romania already. I jumped on that one. They don't say nothing. I was lucky. But sometimes they close it. They can't go out. They close it and they get to go to Chasras. And I was jumped on and I see nothing happen. I went there. I was in Romania already. My goodness. And then right away I go to Bucharest. I jump up. When I'm in Romania, I was like, I feel like home. Even well not my home. I went to Bucharest.
You spoke the language.
Yeah, I felt home right away. I speak the language Hungarian too already.
Yeah.
I was there, I know Hungarian too. I wasn't feeling like I'm lost. And I went to Bucharest there, they give us some packages and some money, you know, the other refugees.
Who gave you?
From the committee, from America, you know, they was
Jewish?
Jewish, sure, you can't get from the guy. So Jewish, they give for every refuge, they give so much and so much money to could live, to could survive at the time being, how long he came to the home place. And then I come home, I was looking for the family, I find nothing. And then I look around in the paper and see it, I see Hannah's name. Hannah's come home. And I was happy, I have somebody. I come and she was so happy. And then I stayed with Hannah, I stayed a while, and then she met somebody like Benjamin, and she got married. After she got married, I went away.
What about Bessie? Did you see Bessie?
Then I was looking, I went to Budapest. I couldn't see nobody. Then I went to Budapest, see in the paper there, on the committee, I see David's name, Buddha's name, and Pes's name. You know, I was happy they survived. And this way.
Why did you go to Budapest?
Huh?
Why did you go to Budapest?
There I could find out just where to survive.
You couldn't find out in Romania?
No. Well, there in Romania, there was a fascist country too. The Germans took over
But the Germans were defeated. The Russians, you mean, took over?
Yeah. See, Budapest was a bigger committee, Jewish committee.
A bigger Jewish community.
Jewish committee, and they were more interested for every survivor.
You couldn't get that information in Romania at the time?
No, in Romania I just find when I come home and Bucharest was far away, was always far away from everything, you know,
right.
from our home.
Right.
We was anyway, our place belonged to Hungarian.
Right.
Was more in Budapest you could find out the name. Well, there was the people when they went to the concentration camps, some they went to the lager, and they had it before made up names, and after the war again they find out everyone and they put on in the paper and in the high court outside, and there they survive. You know, this way you find out. In Romania was, you couldn't find out nothing, but this was the festival was far away, and this wasn't belonged to, it was belonged before the war. But after the war, in the wartime belonged to the Hungarian took it over, you know, this was the whole thing. That way we could more know from this side. Or I get some, and then I went to Budapest, I get more information.
How long you in Romania before you went to Budapest? You stayed by Ghana how long? How long did you stay by Ghana?
Not by Ghana, I was staying, let me see if not by Ghana. She was staying with girls there, where they accommodate something. I was sitting by myself there, in Moisen.
What did you work? What were you doing at the time? What did you do? What did you do for a living?
It was very bad. I was more hungry. I had nothing but it. Just we could get some from Zeidi's place where they had the mall and the machine there, where they milled. We get a little bit for food, you know.
Why?
Mali.
Who gave it to you?
The guy was belonged to the
Mali's
corn.
Cornmeal.
Yeah, cornmeal.
Why did he give it to you?
Buy. I asked him to give me some. I was hungry, and then he gave me.
He took over your.
He took it away from the. He took away from the side, and they didn't want to give it back. See, they said it belonged to him. He couldn't fight with him. He was to a couple of Jewish kids. He couldn't do too much. Right, he would kill you. Anyway,
he just grabbed it.
Yeah, we grabbed sometime ourselves. I wasn't afraid. I went in on a couple of guys. I know they took away the finer coats, you know, the
fur coats.
The fur coats. No, the coat we used to have very off the floor what you put on, you know.
Carpets.
Carpets. No, very nice. I went in. I know one guy. Went in. I had an automatic rifle.
Where did you get your rifle?
I picked up from someone. I killed a guy.
You killed a guy?
A Nazi.
Wow, where did you kill him?
Well, I find out he killed a lot of Jewish people. Like commonly
Who told you?
Well, I don't have to tell him. I know it.
How'd you kill him?
Just there was nothing too much to the deal to kill somebody. I had an automatic rifle. I shoot him.
Yeah, but where'd you get the rifle from?
I took it away. I wasn't afraid.
You took it away from?
From him.
Wait, he had a rifle. You took it away from him. And killed him with the rifle.
He was saying he's not a Nazi. He said he's working for the Allies. You know. Well, I wouldn't believe it.
Wait a sec, but you took it out of his hand, the rifle?
From the hand.
Where'd you get the rifle?
See, we went when we come home.
Yeah.
We got a couple of kids. We wasn't afraid for nothing. Anybody could have rifles. We have in the whole hand. I would give a knock, we'd be dead. You know, I wasn't. See, a couple of kids has guns, revolvers. You know.
Yeah, pistols.
And pistols. I took a very nice one, Russian.
From where? Automatic rifle?
Automatic rifle.
From where?
I had to have it, but otherwise you wouldn't be safe from the.
From where?
From that guy. I don't know if he was a Russian or
a
Nazi. I just took it away.
When took it away? You didn't give it to you?
Yeah, but who gonna wait for to give it to you? I just took it.
What did he do?
I told him I just want to see it, and I took it away and I killed him. That's it.
Is it a German or a Russian?
He was a Nazi.
Uh-huh.
I saw the paper, and after this I looked at the pocket. He had some money.
He gave it to you? You said you want to look at it?
I just took it away from him. So listen, but this is a nice rifle. I like it. Then jumped and.
You jumped? He jumped on you?
I jumped on him. He jumped on me. I'm gonna wait for him. I saw, but after the war was a lot of Nazis, you know, hiding. They were hiding, you know. They didn't want to go to the Russian, you know. And this is some became like in the city, became like you know.
Police.
Was a Hefke-Peteshke.
Yeah.
You know, in every city, everybody could do what they want.
Yeah.
You know, and he said he's from the government.
Right.
And I know he's a Nazi, you know. But after the war, I know nobody could have a rifle after this. Was no soldier, was no gendarmes. Everybody, all bombs run away, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They were afraid.
Who was afraid?
The other Nazis, they were really Nazis, or the Schengen.
Yeah.
You couldn't find one there after the war. Before the war, it was all over.
Yeah.
And you couldn't go to the street.
Right.
After they see the war is finished, they were running like mice.
They're hiding.
Hiding place. I was looking, had to have the rifle, I was looking for a Nazi, was hit my Zeidi, hit my father and home. They want, they hit him, they want to have money. My father never had money. And the Zeidi don't have money either in the old days, you know. He had property. They cut him up, they break him up the beard, they hit him, and somebody told me in the going. And I went looking for the animal. That's what I need a rifle on the Nazi. He was the worst Nazi, a German, half German, half Hungarian.
You found it?
Half German, half Hungarian.
You found it?
No, I couldn't find it. I went far away, they said he moved away there, and I couldn't find it. After this, I come on the seat, I said, I had to go in a
So you had
place.
nothing to do in Romania, you had nothing to do?
Let me see, wait a minute, I come home to my place. Come to my place in the sea there, and it's...
Where you were born?
I was born, I go to my
Well, wherever you were born, but where your
I
parents
go to my Zeidi house, I go and leave in my Zeidi
Yeah,
house
right.
too, you know. And I come in there, and he was nice to me, I could stay there. I told him, yeah, you left me to stay in my Zeidi house. I didn't want to stay there, well, see, I couldn't take it, you know.
Right.
We were sitting between more Jewish kids in one place, in a big place. And the first night we was come home, we was 10, 12 kids, and they throwing bombs at us, night.
Who?
The bombs, they going.
Throw what?
They
Bombs?
throw bombs, they were throwing by the window.
Bombs?
Bombs?
Grenades?
They wanna kill us, grenades, yeah. They wanna kill us, this way they were survivors.
Yeah.
They wanna take over the city, you know, a lot of
Jewish property.
Jewish property. This way they wanna get rid of us.
Yeah.
And I told the kids, you shouldn't stay there. I had a feeling, interested. I had a feeling they wanna do something when they see the Jewish kids.
Yeah.
I was going with the kids and end in the room, you know, in the back.
Yeah.
There everybody was sleeping. In the front they put them bombs and nothing happened.
Oh, so you told them to sleep in the back?
Yeah.
So
They
you're
were
safer.
listening to me. Well, I was a soldier. I had more
Experience.
coming. I had more. I went through a lot of more things. They don't know it, you know. And they were listening to me.
Yeah.
They listen. Well, I give the order, you know.
Experience.
And then after this, with the bomb, right away I went out in the
You had your
street.
gun then? You
I
had your
had
gun?
my rifle. I went out in the street.
Yeah.
You couldn't see nobody. They were running away like mice.
Yeah.
They're just in a big knuckle like the Arabs. They're so big knuckle along, they hit them back. They hit them back, you can see me.
You couldn't find, you could started shooting them?
Now I put posts, I put a couple, but 10, 12 kids, every half a mile one to stay in the guard, had a gun, had a revolver, you know.
Yeah.
And it was one night, the second night, the third night I was looking around, I went for a carpet. I found out one bomb.
Yeah.
Had picked up a lot of carpet from my Zeidi, from me.
You recognized.
I don't recognize, I went to look.
Yeah, you recognized the carpet, you knew what the
I
carpet
don't recognize.
How do you know?
I know somebody told him he must have about one. He was the high qualified. He was doing business with Zeidi and with Gruber, you know, with the rich people there. And I know he must taken away. Well, he
knew
had
it was
too.
there.
He was too near to them, you know.
Right.
You know he
Close.
could take it.
Yeah.
Close. I go there and there. It was a molum too, like the. Was a molum no, but the male, you know, the male male. Like the Zeidi had one and Itze Gruber had one.
Yeah.
And he was living there. I went down. I go down in. The guy was scared. He had a bomb, you know, this son. He was a very dangerous bomb, you know. And
Yeah.
I told him, listen, I know you're a nice guy. You know who I am. Maar Robert Hersig's meineke. And I know you took away some carpet from my family. I want to have it back. Oh no, he'd have nothing, And then the other bomb comes in with a knife, you know.
They were living together then?
I went in with another boy, and the other two boys had come to stay in the street. And,
Who came with the knife?
their son.
His son.
A bomb, a tall bomb, you know. He heard I come for the purpose.
Right.
He heard the rooms is open, but they have small rooms out there. He comes in, Che, they talk to Romanians. Say, I'm gonna take nothing and mine get body, he said, you know, like you said in Hungary.
Not over, yeah.
And the father was very scared. I say, I picked up my rifle, you know, like all
Yeah,
of
your
us
rifle,
do.
yeah.
I say, listen, you got out from there before you're dead. The father was very scared. He said in Romania, oh, you were in the wrong place in the wrong time. Go out from there, please.
He said to you or to his son?
Yeah, he said to his son.
Yeah.
He had one son. He was strong like a bomb. And the father right away opens up. I told open up the castle. It was a big,
safe.
like not a safe.
No.
He used to have like castle where they put in the big one, where they put in the nice stuff, nice things, you know,
Yeah.
for the Jewish people.
Okay.
You know, they put away, you know, for the holiday or for something. And I recognize this one belong to him. I don't need a castle, I need just what belong there. I tell him to open up. And it was full with, it was a big one, you know,
Yeah.
to open up with the very fine, you know, they made with the hands, you know. They
Handmade.
have, and I know my mom was sure had one. It was every kind of color. You remember, Olga?
What?
Do you remember the at home used to be the finer carpet you put up the floor.
Oh, the
Hand work.
Was a handwork. So it was so nice. It was you couldn't say around here this, you know. And I recognize this. Not they go and never had the kind of stuff. I said, listen, it did belong to you. He got by the guy. You know, I got him. It did belong to you. Do you ever have such a thing? I told him in your life. Well, I am born here. I don't come. So, Domnul God, I mean the how you call it? They say Domnul. You mean Domnul God? How you say in English? They said tistelet like you.
What happened when you left Romania, and how you were? What happened in Hungary, and after Hungary, how you helped other people through the
Yeah,
the Jewish agency.
right away. See, I'm finished right away. Just and then I told him I need three pokers. I took 3, and then I went away. The rest of them you keep it. He was happy. I then took the whole things, and I took one for myself, and I gave 2 for the other kids. And when I went away to Bucharest, I sold it. I don't know what to do with it. I have no money, and I sold it for $100 in there. Okay, it was a lot of money in the dollar.
Then you went to Hungary after that. You told
In
the guy.
Bucharest. When I went to Bucharest, I sold this.
And what about you? Told the guys to stay or to go with you to
No,
Hungary?
they all went away.
Yeah.
All
Where did
went.
they go? To Hungary with you or?
Some kids went there. I don't know where.
Nothing
I was nothing to there, and the thing says it was better if you come home just to see who somebody in life. I wasn't coming to stay there. I was stay there before the war. I was every time away from the home, you know. But I'm gonna stay after the war when I have nobody around there, and I wasn't interested. My home anyway was already destroyed. There was bombed. I don't know. And Zeidi had a lot of property. I don't wanna know about it, and I don't wanna have no things. I went away.
Okay.
Okay.
What's that? It's still on. Could you shut it off there?
I left. This wasn't. Yeah. This wasn't usual Romania. It was still between Romania and Hungary there. I don't know. We don't know who's gonna come in. I left. Well, was a country we thought. We don't know. Well, they were fighting who's gonna come in.
Right.
See
Where
well,
would take over?
who's
Right?
gonna take over? It was belonged to Russian almost.
Right.
All the occupation was communist already.
Mhm.
And I left. I know good wouldn't be good, and the last you will be able to go out. But if the Russia to put on a hand something, it's hard to go. They were shooting already by the borders. I made a couple of kids. I asked my friends and the cousins, you know, the Berkowitz, they're from, you know, well, they're here in America, you know, and they all. I asked them if they wanna come out. I go to Germany, from there to go to America. And they sell everything what they could, and they come at me. But I took a couple of people from there and a couple of people from other places. I made a couple of money. I don't have money. And this way I got from them a little, and I put together a transport. I took him to Satmar.
From where to where? From where
From
to where?
north to Satmar was far away.
Satmar is east, west, towards.
Towards Germany.
Right.
First Hungarian.
So in Hungary you found
First
David.
I had to go through the Hungarian border,
Yeah.
and then the Austria border.
And you found the
From
name.
Austria.
Wait a second. When did you find the name of Uncle David and Tessie and on the list?
This was I had at the list. I find it in Budapest. I was in Budapest.
This is the same trip.
See, I went on the same trip. I went away for Romania. See, Hannah was home, and I left her home. And I don't know from some Percy was home too.
You said found Tessie
Percy was home too.
with Ghana.
And
Was she was with Tessie? Was with Ghana?
Things is I was in
Was
the
Tessie with Ghana at the time?
yeah.
Tessie was in Romania.
Yeah.
You said you
See,
found her in Hungary. You found Tessie's name.
yeah. But before I come in from Romania.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, but the thing says, and comedy come. See, before I left. See, the kids they used to make business. We had the stores in here and here. See, and they went with a wagon. They went. Bessie lived between the mountains there, not
Right.
far from where I come. And this was very dangerous to go through. Very high mountain, and the street was like I call it like this. This when they come up of the mountain, surface I call
Right.
it. You know, was going
Spiral,
so high,
spiral.
high. Very high. Here, like you go up in the upstate, there was higher, and was very.
Where was it, in Bishop?
This was when I was in Bishop. And I went there with the wagon. The kids had in the wagon. I just went to my sister. I don't have no business. And the kids, I could go with them, or I didn't have to pay. And I went in the wagon. They had barrels, you know, steel barrels in the wagon. Was the top was covered with, you know, like used to me with you know, like they have the cover like they used to have an old time,
Covered
you know,
wagons.
like a cover wagon, you know, with heavy
Canvas.
and inside was steel barrels, you know, but where they want to bring spirit and want to bring oil, they took empty barrels. And when they bring it full, they used to sell it.
Mm-hmm.
Some made right away, a store here, a store there. I don't have no money, but they find some money, they make the stores, you know. This way they make the money. My head wasn't there, I wasn't a businessman usually. And if I would have money, and my head was staying just to find out the deceased history, they come on, where they are, and here. And I don't want to stay anymore between the people there.
In Romania.
Suffering, not Romania, not Hungary.
Yeah.
I want to go away where Jewish people are.
When did you meet Uncle Baruch and Uncle David and
Wait a
Tessie?
minute, wait. And see, I went there to pass him and see.
Where, in Romania?
Yeah, in Romania, when
Yeah.
I was in Romania. So Bessie got married.
How did you find out where she
Bessie
was?
got married.
How did you find out where she was?
I saw it in the
And it's
paper
written down
somewhere.
where she's living.
I find out when I was home already, when they come home.
Oh, and
Somebody saw her,
Uh-huh.
and I don't know where, somewhere in a city.
And you found out
And
where
I
she
find
was.
out where she was.
So you didn't, there's no telephone then, you
And she
just,
come home, see, they passing with the Mendel, they know each other before the war. And when they met each other, Percy don't like too much to get married. You know, he was, I call it, used to bring a present in here. He wasn't a good-looking boy. She was a very, I call it. And they know each other before. They got married. And they got married in this was a stream, what they call it. When I commented with it was after this, after they got married, I later on, I went to
she must have been very happy to see you when you came.
Yeah, sure. Before I go, we went
She didn't know you were coming.
Wait a minute, no. I couldn't know, there was no telephone, no transportation. I went through the mountains at night time, and some guy was not automatic rifle there in the mountain, and he stopped everybody.
Why?
Listen, you see, all the Jewish people were there, they should go down from the car and stay in the line. They want to shoot us, they want to take away what is there. after the war, there was a lot of animals like this, you know. Nighttime, you know, this was the nicest place to do a job like this. And the other kids got so scared, and everybody goes out, they listen to me. I put, in the time, I put all the barrels, and I know he gonna shoot with automatic rifle. I heard they put on the Katyushas, like they put together the shooting, and I see already there, and I put the barrel right against him.
Against, you mean against?
Against him like this. If he shoot in the steel, nothing happens.
Against, you mean you, in
Against
front of
me.
you, in front of you.
Where
were you? Where were you?
I was in the front by the horses. Everybody went down by 8 kids.
And you were in the wagon.
I was in the wagon.
Did he see what you were doing?
It was night time, nobody could see.
Right.
He was thinking everybody do it. He asked everybody should, nobody should stay there.
Right.
At the time being, I said, oh, everybody goes out. I made right a place where to hide. I put my head down.
Yeah.
And I put the barrels on. I shall leave this was the truth. I don't know if somebody will believe it.
Yeah,
This was the truth. I should see
put the barrels.
I should lead hose the whole year.
I put the barrels in.
I put the barrels on the back and the side, and I push myself down with the head on the floor, you know, on the wagon. And I figure out when they shoot, they're gonna hit the barrels, and the barrels couldn't go through me.
Right.
And after this, when I say finish, he said,
started
everybody should go out, and then I took the badge from the,
The what?
badge while he hit the horse, a very good horse.
The whip.
The whip. And I give a shrive for the kids. Everybody stand, I gonna drive the wagon, I said in Jewish. Everybody should stand up on this side.
Wait a second, they were on the wagon or off the wagon?
They were off the wagon.
Yeah.
Well, everybody went down already. They
So-
were afraid, they had an order
And
to
you
go
started
down.
shouting.
And I was give a yell,
Yeah.
kids,
Get on
everybody
the
should
wagon.
stand off on the side from the wagon, this side. Well, they were on this side going down. Well, I'm gonna drive. You see,
That
the
you
side.
told them to get on the wagon?
Get down on the side from the wagon,
Yeah.
well, they don't have no, in the back, well, they're gonna shoot in the back. If the side, and everybody will jump. When I give a yell, everybody will jump right on the side from the wagon,
Yeah.
and they were shooting there in the front. Nothing happened to the kids, and everybody was there. And he was going with automatic, like, poop, 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 poop. I was jumping the car, the horses were going like lion. And got drunk, and nothing happened. We went down, see, and down from this was.
You didn't have a gun with you then?
No, this was right away when I came. I wasn't thinking of these animals. After this I got a gun, I see what was going on, you know. And I wasn't thinking you need a gun after the war, you know, you're free, you know. I wasn't afraid. I said, it's the only way you should shoot. It's the only way. I'm not going to die. You're not going to shoot me. If you go down at night and you will shoot down, nothing happened. They wouldn't even know Jewish people exist. But that time, nobody would know, even the cuckoo would know what happened night time. Nobody goes there. It is a dangerous place in the high mountain. Night time, it's dark. You can't even see even you hold a light here, you couldn't see near. It's so dark out there from the trees. You know. And I went down. She was from the mountain down already. And the horse was going like and he couldn't understand there was a guard there below down the border. I told some animals, some I had to call, they have to call the soldiers, but they stopped us, they want to kill us. The guard said, but they can't help them, they can't catch somebody in the mountain. I went down to tell Passy, and Passy, they were hiding too there.
Who was hiding?
Passy with Pendle.
Hiding?
About a couple of Jewish people, they were hiding in the mountains.
Hiding
They
from
had
what?
to, and they're home. They had to go where they're hiding. Well, some bombs come in from the city, and they robbed, they had money, they had a store, they broke up the store. You know, everyone usually, they come home, they put together money,
Yeah.
and they put together a store, everybody had a couple of,
dollars, whatever.
not dollars, and they had money, you know.
Whatever
what they did.
currency, yeah.
And they put together, everybody put together, and they made a store.
Yeah.
And when they store how much they get, they could at least they could have and then they had the kitchen.
Yeah.
And in the kitchen, everybody was eating in one place in the kitchen. They had what they had. I was eating too. They had a little soup and a little nothing. I gave my money too there. I had nothing. See, everybody gives the money.
Yeah, common fun.
And common, common, and they were eating nothing cooked, and that's it. And I was came just to visit the person. I was there
Right.
for a couple of days.
Why were they
And I
hiding?
was eating there.
Where were they
They
hiding?
were hiding, they broke this, I told you, become night time there, they broke up some robbers, they broke up the store, and they were shooting all over, they took away all the money from their store, and everything was in the store.
When you were there, before you came?
When I just came there, and when I come from the high court, from the mountain, what happened to me, happened to them too.
Uh-huh.
There was other robbers, you
Yeah.
know, they go in their time, it was a free thing, they could do anything, but no soldier, but no police, you know,
No state.
like everybody could do what they want. So Jewish people wouldn't do such a thing, they could do it. That's nighttime, and daytime wouldn't do such a thing. The nighttime they could do, nobody see them, they were masked, you know, and they broke out the store, they took everything away, and they were hiding, they were thinking they come to their place where they live.
So how'd you find
And
them?
when I came, I was yelling.
Yeah.
And they come, Bessie here, my school. He was coming,
She
come on,
recognized your
come on,
voice.
you hide too. And then I was hiding too at the base in the morning. I was hiding outside there between the,
She
a lot of
recognized your
mountains
voice.
there, mountain with trees, we were hiding
She
there.
recognized your voice.
Yeah.
It was cold?
But that's cold, we had to covers, and
Uh-huh.
this was no problem. And then I was 2 or 3 days, and then I see
Nothing to do there, huh?
it's dangerous than here, we anywhere.
Yeah.
He's in the front, you know,
Right.
where I was in concentration. I just picked up, I say, my goodness, I had enough. Enough is enough. I picked up, but I have to pick up nothing. I said,
Right.
I tell the kids, I went, there was Zimberg in the column.
Yeah.
And from there, and then Yossi was home there. He lived there a little farther away from the Pesci, by another 100 miles.
Yeah.
And I was stopped by him. And Yossi, I don't know, I find him, he wasn't in good
Shape.
shape. He probably he was mad at me, but I don't have a hinder, I call it. And I was thinking, I was there, I don't know what happened. I just went away before supper. I went, and then she ran after me.
Who?
Sosa.
Yeah. Oh, he was married then?
I just
Why
went.
don't you
I
tell
had-
them that you went to Germany, you went back to for the brothers and the sisters, and they didn't want to come up?
Put the door on, please.
And I put, see, I had the cousins, the Berkowitzes, you know, put together, and I made a transport, we went to Hungary, and from Hungary I know already where to go from
Now please shut the door.
I went through the Hungarian border, they had little kids, I had a lot of trouble, they were crying, you know, by the border, and you know, and the dogs have a good smell, from far away nighttime, the dogs was barking, you know.
You know,
And
Anna, George wife.
They
Very
were barking,
good.
and I was afraid I'm going to be in trouble about this. Was the Russian soldiers around there nighttime, you know, they could get us. See, and I was going, we was going, got help, and now we come into the border, we go and come into, we have to take a train. We have to take a train, and I don't have no money to buy a ticket. We went up on the train with 2 tickets. Then later on, see, we went down in a place.
And you wrapped yourself up like you were sick and no one bothered you? Is that when you wrapped yourself up like
No,
your bandages?
this was later. This was later. This was not. No, this was later when I come back when was regularly when the late Hungarian. No, this was before. Before I was in the concentration camp. I went to Budapest.
What
When I went,
concentration camp?
this is before when I went to Budapest looking for a job. This was I had no money to pay for the train.
Yeah.
This was much before.
Yeah.
Before I went to the concentration camp.
Yeah.
Was this. And then I went to Budapest. I was working there in a
Concentration
hospital.
camp, you mean the work camp?
And I was working, but this was before when I
Yeah.
went. I have no money to pay for the ticket. I make myself and then
Like you're
they took me down.
wounded soldier.
Yeah. This was before. This is already. This was already after the. But I tell you now.
Before.
This was at. I went in the train there, but I told you it was much before.
Uh-huh.
Okay, Yossi, I tell him, Yossi, when I come right now is the time. Don't look for the. I want you should come too. And I told Hanan too. This is the time to come, and Buruk was home too.
Baruch was by Yossi?
Buruk was home too in that time. This was the second
Was
time.
second time now,
The
talking
second. yeah, Yossi was home, and I told him, listen, back in, this is the time, but you're not gonna make too much business with the Russians, they're here, and they're gonna stay here. But they go in somewhere, they're never gonna go, this is Sadra. This is this is Amalocha.
Hello.
And nothing could,
Nothing good could
you're
come
not
out of
gonna
this.
get rich here, this is the time, you're not too old, right now you come. No, you're gonna go to, he wants to sell his days, and he's gonna sell, see, he had some property in home, he wants to sell it. And,
So you-
all right, he
what-
don't wanna come, I
So
picked up myself,
you left?
the other cousins, we went away, we went with the trainer in Budapest, and we come, and Budapest was an organization already, and they took us this is the border from the Austria, with trucks. We have to pay something, the Bracha, we call it the Bracha. They took us to the border, from there we went to the border, to the Austria. There was the Russian border too, the Austria, and this side they took us in. We went through, there was the Russian border, then we went into the American border.
Zone.
So we went in Vienna, was a big place, Rothschild, the all people, the survivor, they sleep there. And there, from there, they had a lot of people, they marked down there, they want to go which country here. He couldn't go out for there now anyway, they had their offices, you know.
Yeah.
From there he couldn't go, it's just the things was oversleep lager, like, a very big
Yeah.
place, you know.
Right.
Some people were staying there alone, I couldn't stay there, I know there's no future. And then I went, you know, I know I had to look for the brothers. And then I went over to Burak home, and Burak wasn't feeling good. David was in Budapest, was by a doctor, in this hospital where I was working. And David took him in, he knew David, I was working there, and they will treat him good, you know. They know my name there.
They still know your name? They still remember you?
David knows, but David was in Budapest before the war with me. Remember I told you? In the other tape, he was with me, I gave him a place where to work, you know, and he was eating with me in the hospital.
So you then you
Come to home, he stopped Budapest by the hospital where I used to work. And I was home, and when they come home, and then they would tell me what happened. He
What
was
did he tell you?
in the same lager Besharan in Belsenberg.
Bergen-Belsen.
This was a very bad lager. A lot of killed the brother, they killed a lot of millions of
In
people.
typhus there.
The typhus, they have every kind of krankheit. And Burak, he was a little boy, he before the war he used to sleep with mom, he was like a Mazenik, very little in the, and he was very hard, he could take it very hard. He saw mom in Auschwitz, he saw here and he threw her over bread. He was in Auschwitz there, and the Nazis, SS, liked him, but he went right away. He was very fast. He was there to clean up the shoes for the Nazis.
He was in the train. He escaped from the train. He escaped from the train.
Burak?
Yeah.
No. Auschwitz, not train, not
He
train.
escaped from the gas chamber.
Yeah, this is not a train. He was there in
Escaped from the
Auschwitz.
gas
Yeah, he was cleaning up the Nazi shoes, and this way they don't put them in the gas chamber. I put together, I went away with they organized, I went to Vienna, from Vienna we went to Germany. It was an organized people, but they took us from Vienna, they took us between the mountains, but no trucks, between mountains until we come on to Germany. In Germany we was there.
This is legal or illegal?
This is illegal. Everything was illegal. Every place we went through was
And you
illegal.
mentioned the dogs and
Yeah, there the dogs was by Hungarian
the
border to go to.
so how did you get around?
We went through. We had a advisor.
Yeah.
He got paid, and he took us out this down the border, and then he disappeared.
Why did you want to go to Germany?
I want to go to
America. You figured
America.
From there you could go to Palestine.
From there you could go anywhere.
Why?
There you could go anywhere. I
But
wasn't.
that's where they were
I went
organized.
in and see when I went back and we went into the Furkasana.
Yeah.
There they don't left in.
What's the
I see that already there, no?
No, it's
In
alright.
München.
Wel, de München was de hoofdstad van
The headquarters.
de headquarters van dit was München, de high Funkercenter, the color Funkercenter, from there we could go all over the world. Austria, America, England,
Building.
anywhere.
Rothschild building.
Rothschild building.
Anywhere,
Oh,
well
Vienna?
not Rothschild,
No,
German
okay.
and Funkercenter, this is and this is just
A place that helped refugees leave.
yeah, and there
go
they
other
don't left in
countries.
Jewish people there.
Why not?
They had not too much place, and they want just was Ukrainian, they were the Unführers from there, and they don't want to live with Jewish people. And
They said there were anti-Semites in.
a lot of anti-Semites,
working there.
Ukrainian, these were the worst people in the
Right.
world. And inside, like I showed the pictures,
Mhm.
she was a Francoska. Do you know the woman there between the
Francisco,
wedding
what's
kid?
that?
She was the head.
Right.
And
She was French, a French
she
woman.
was French woman, that she was the head from the lager,
That
from
organization.
the organization. And we don't they don't left in sin either in by the border there by the port. There was a big steel
Gate.
gate, nobody could go in.
And they wouldn't let Jews in.
And there was a couple of Ukrainian like police. They were the bosses.
Right.
And they were CIU. They wouldn't live in.
Right.
And we went.
How did they know you were Jewish? How did they know you're Jewish?
He didn't have to. He wasn't have to mark down. They know right away. But you asking some question? They don't know who's Jewish. They know right away who's Jewish. How you dressed? How you right away? You know.
How are you dressed?
The language. You know
Right.
right away.
How are the Jews dressed differently?
The Jewish people always dress different. Look here in Shul. You see a Christian go dressed up like a Jew.
Not so different.
Yeah, but, see, you're far away from something no one really done. Look, the other people come from the shul. I could recognize anywhere in the world right away as Jewish. This somebody has a bezel, somebody has pie, somebody has a yarmulke.
Yeah.
And a Jew don't go on oil cup. I was never went to a hat.
Right.
And the other going there was no hat. They could see right away they're going.
I see.
And they fressing don't cup. I don't eat with I will never eat in my life with one hat.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't matter how hungry I was. And the thing is, I just to tell you, but we was there by the border, I go a whole night and a whole day.
Mm-hmm.
And I bring them more kids, Jewish kids from the organization. And I told them we have to make a demonstration. They're not gonna get away. Just, the
They
war
won't
is
get
over.
away with it.
No, they're not gonna get away. The war is over. And
Made a
I
demonstration.
was motivated to get it there too. In some we were mistreated by yelling. I took sticks and I knocked by the gates.
How many
They
were
say-
you? How many?
Well, but 20.
Yeah?
And to see something wrong there, the police call up the guard, the MP. See, the
Right.
MP, the American MP, they come
Oh,
by
this is
the-
an American zone.
The American, they were hoped from all over. And inside, the Francois, she was the
French.
head, she was working for the American too, for
Right.
everybody. It was
Okay.
an organization,
Right.
from there they go all over the world.
But it's American zone. American
American
controlled
zone, that's
Okay.
right. And the MP come with the blue and hot, but they called them up and they come, what happened? I don't
In
know
Munich.
English.
This is Munich. This is Munich?
Munich, yeah, Munich.
Right.
Munich, yeah, Munich. The Funkercenter. And right away they come to, but they have big sticks and they put on the feet like they, What happened? I said, not speaking English. And I want the Jewish agency, I told go there.
Representative.
I right away, I talked in German.
German.
I want to go for the Jewish agency.
Yeah.
Jewish.
Yeah.
Not the
Right.
Ukrainian. They don't know, they bring like a Talmud, you know what I'm talking
Translator.
about, you know English. And the Francoske come right away too from
The French.
from the
Person.
And she comes, and she has against, see, near to here, the second was an English, because he was
Second in command.
second command
was English.
from the police, he was an English officer.
Right.
He couldn't open up the eyes. What happened? But the one, the stinking Jew probably was it, who knows? And you see, they're not afraid. And see, the Franzosen